North Darla Cook for 2 years on Days of Our Lives. She's with me right now. We're going to be talking about her book, What the Heart Knows. And this is a fabulous novel that is brand new, just out. And Mara is no stranger to writing, of course. You began your writing career as a journalist for the Associated Press, Rolling Stone, and Financial Times of London.
I did.
Okay. So and now how that deviation into acting for a while, was that also a passion?
It was. I actually seem to have a life path where I'm a hyphenate. That's what I'm known as in the business. Mm-hmm. So that means I'm an actor, writer. And throughout my life, I've really always done both. I'm third generation theater family. Mm-hmm. And so always was doing theater. In fact, when I was a child, the hearth in front of the fireplace, I thought it was a stage. So I did a show every night.
Of course.
Doesn't everyone?
You had the light behind you if the fire was on. You were backlighted and you were just great.
Time for the show.
You also, with Aaron Gray, wrote Act Right, a manual for the on-camera actor.
I did, yes.
In writing, a satisfaction in writing, there's two different satisfactions probably. In acting, and in writing. They're two different expressions.
Yes, exactly. Two aspects of self-expression. And one is maybe more interior, one more exterior. For me, they balance and help each other. But there are people for whom a singular path is more inherent and natural for them. Either way will work. You just have to find your way. I sort of fought this in myself for a while. Well-meaning people used to say, why don't you just focus on one of the two? And, you know, I'd say, okay, no more writing, and that would be the week I'd get a fabulous assignment. And then I'd say no more acting, and that would be the week I'd get a great part. So I eventually realized, for me, they are synergistic.
I love your connection to the Beach Boys.
Oh, yes. Well, I play the koto. I grew up in Tokyo and saw this fascinating instrument when I was a child and studied it. It has never been the main thrust of my career, but it's been a golden thread all the way through. And so I've had an opportunity to do some lovely recordings with some great musicians.
Let's talk about Days of Our Lives.
One of my favorite subjects.
I can't imagine why.
It was a great experience. I was a classically trained actress and I didn't understand soap opera. I thought it was some lesser form of drama.
That's a different discipline, isn't it?
It is. You know, when I was offered a job, I took it in about 10 seconds. And I learned so much, and I also fell in love with that form of storytelling, the longer form of story. A 2-hour movie, beginning, middle, end, things are wrapped up at the end, and that's a great...
Your life's all in order in 2 hours.
Right, and that is an excellent structure too. But life is much more complicated. We make series of choices, and then we have to live with the ramifications of those choices. And I thought that was a very interesting way of storytelling.
Mara, what makes the soap opera so endearing to us? They live on. I mean, they're ongoing.
They're perennial. Well, they're archetypal, I believe. So they're telling core stories of the heart, really.
It feels like real people too, doesn't it?
Well, yes and no.
Well,
it feels
true.
like there are real issues, and the soaps do a very, very good job of tackling some of the toughest issues in life, and yet it is also done as a hyperbole. So it's exaggerated, and we laugh about, you know, life is like a soap opera, but
some of the characters do go over the edge in the way they project the emotion on the screen sometimes, I think. But that's part of the charm.
Well, it is, and it's part of the writing. And so you have too much coincidence. You have silly things like I have amnesia, I forgot my whole life. Oh, and I suddenly remembered it. A different actor comes in and they're a foot taller than the person they're replacing. Funny things like that happen. And yet there is a truthfulness, a core to the soap opera story that keeps us coming back. It's a vital way. I think story is a lens through which we can really look at life.
We have a clip from Days of Our Lives.
Oh my gosh.
You played nurse Darla Cook for, it was 2 years, correct?
It was.
Okay, let's take a look.
On something called thalassemia.
Thalassemia. I think it's some kind of a blood disorder. Here. It might be listed in this.
Thank you.
Excuse me. 7th floor nursing station. Yes, sir.
We all know the Doctor. I forget. I've watched them. I didn't watch regularly, I have to admit. But many times I think people would watch. This is what you could do with soap operas. You could watch a week, miss 2 weeks, that fourth week catch up with everything.
Absolutely.
I mean,
And
that's the beauty of
I
them.
have to tell you, you can miss a few years and come back
Catch up with
and get caught up pretty well.
everything.
Not because it's so repetitive, but because the writers do a very good job of reorienting the audience. I know it looks easy. They make it look easy. They are very talented.
Mara Purl, of course, the author of What the Heart Knows, lovely novel, I might add.
Thank you.
Your character, your heroine in the book, wants a simpler way of life.
Yes, Miranda Jones is a painter. She has always used her smarts, her head, her intelligence, her logic.
A lot like the
and
author?
she's possibly and started to make a good success with her life. But what she's been ignoring is her heart, her instinct, her intuition. And that's what she's beginning to follow. And I'm wondering if maybe that's something we all need to be doing. In our culture, we focus so much on the head,
Yes.
on the logic, and we tend to ride over or dismiss our intuitions.
Meet Marla at the Ritz-Carlton today at noon?
The tea is tomorrow at the
Tomorrow,
Ritz-Carlton,
okay.
yes, and please make a reservation, and it's going to be fun, elegant, delicious, fabulous. But this evening, I'm at Changing Hands.
7 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, so meet her both times. Make a reservation for tomorrow and meet her tonight at 7 p.m. at the Changing Hands. When we come back, final thoughts and moments. You stay right there.